Welcome back. Now, as we get into the Salsette heartland, it's going to be very interesting in many ways, but in many ways, probably, I don't know, it's going to be sort of easy, hopefully. So, I would like to, without spending any more time, I would like to go to Viraj, explain to us this in short, and then let's see what we can make sense out of it. Sure.
Let's start with Margao. It is fairly simple. Constituency of the leader of opposition. He is likely to be the chief ministerial face of the Congress. So that is a big plus for him. BJP here is a divided lot, and Digambar Kamath has a good connect. His personal relationship and image within the constituency is good. So that's the reason his approval ratings are high, and we do not see any major threat from the BJP to him at this point of time. Moving to Benaulim, Churchill Alemao, another Salsette strongman. Here, AAP got the maximum number of votes last time around in 2017. Since then, AAP has been consolidating in most constituencies. They've been doing a lot of groundwork, so we feel their vote share will increase. That is what the feedback we are getting from the ground. At the same time, Churchill's acumen and his relationship with the electorate is still not eroded to a very large extent. His proximity to the government, BJP government, is a major factor that the electorates don't like. So it is neck to neck here. If there's an alliance, we assume that the alliance was not happening at this point of time because it was not announced. If an alliance happened, it might benefit Churchill. At the same time, if there are more number of candidates jumping into the fray like Miki Pacheco and Kaitu, then maybe it might be slight advantage to AAP because their voter base is usually intact. Moving to Navelim, now here a small disclaimer, we had done this just before Luizin Falero and joined TMC, and the TMC came into the picture. So there it was AAP and Congress, two parties leading. Now AAP has a known face here. That is the advantage that they have. In addition to their organization, they have a known face in Navelim. And Luizin's goodwill and his voter base is also present in Navelim. That's the reason we are giving TMC and AAP neck to neck. Again, that disclaimer holds here, so just kindly note that. BJP has a presence in Davolim area, around 3,000 votes I would say, but that's not going to win them this constituency. Congress has just imported, or rather the ex-MLA and Minister Avertan has just joined them. That has again not gone very well with the electorate because he was someone who fought against the Congress and with the support of BJP. So we feel AAP and TMC would be neck to neck with the disclaimer. Kunkoli is a interesting constituency. This is the perhaps the only constituency in Salsette apart from Fatodda and Margao where there is a sizable BJP voter base. At the same time, Cleofasio is one of the defectors and that has not gone down well with the electorate, but that discontent is not so high as seen in other constituencies. Also, he comes from Chandor and the other side of Kunkoli constituency where he has a stronghold. He has been a ZP for a long time there, but Congress is very strong. Their problem is they have two candidates, Yuri Alemao and Elvis Gomes. If they are able to keep both of them together, then it's a safe seat for the Congress. But if one of them defects, then Cleofasio will have a chance. There is another contestant, Dr. Jorson, who has put his hat into the contest. So he's also likely to get some votes. But on UGDP ticket, people don't see that much traction. Velim, the approval rating of Philip Neri is 50%, which is a little surprising since he's been a defector. But at the same time, he's a shrewd politician and usually has held his fort for a long time, except in 2012 when that church fiasco and the anti-incumbency against the Congress cost him. But at the same time, assuming things the way they are, he is not likely to win on BJP ticket. Now, if he can shift to some other party, then it's a different thing. But Congress should win here. Congress has three candidates: Savio, the Sarpanch from Velim, Benjamin Silva, who has recently joined Congress, and the third one is Joe Dias, who has been a loyal congressman for a long time. So it's up to the Congress not to lose this seat as things stand. Moving to Kepe, Deputy Chief Minister, he has been out of power for a very long time, and now he has got a very important TCP portfolio. Expectations have gone sky high from the constituents, especially since they've been waiting for a very long time. He hasn't been able to meet the expectations that have become higher because of his deputy CM position, but at the same time the approval rating shows that he still has an advantage. BJP also has a sizable presence. Not all BJP core members or the voter base would be happy with this, with him joining the BJP, and that remains to be seen how they vote, but a lot of them are with him. His personality is giving him an advantage. He is not someone who is known to make enemies, and he's generally someone who carries people along. So there is an advantage, not a very big one here. Also, Congress side candidate is not very clear. Elton is trying to get the ticket. There's also Arjun Velip. No, not much clarity yet, unless mobilization of votes happen in Kepe in favor of another candidate other than Babu Kavlekar. He still has a small advantage here. Kurchorem, it is an interesting constituency from the point of view of survey. Nilesh Kabral is a vocal MLA, and so are his constituents. So if you go there, you'll hear a lot of issues and a lot of grumble. I think
But
he also encourages it. He is not someone who doesn't like dissent, perhaps. And at the end of it, they say he has done a lot of development, we will vote for him. So this is a very clear advantage there. Though there are some issues like mining closure and people have suffered, those things are there, but it's big advantage for him. Savardhan is a constituency which is basically known to elect someone because they don't like the current MLA. So it happened with Vinay Tendulkar, it happened with Anil Salgaonkar, it happened with Ganesh Gaonkar. Interestingly, it doesn't seem to be happening currently. Deepak Pauskar, a soft-spoken politician, he has managed to maintain his contact, though the aspirations are very high. Also because of his brother, who has good connect with the people, who roams around in the constituency. Not much anger and anti-incumbency against him as of now, so he should be able to pull through. Also, opposition is weak. There is MGP, there's one candidate there, but nothing much from the Congress, and the principal opposition is also coming from the BJP in the form of Ganesh Gaonkar. Sangay, the approval rating is a little low. Now this is an interesting case wherein Prasad Gaonkar, he stood as an independent, fought against the BJP and the Congress. In the initial years, he was in the government but not in the government. He was confused, even his voters were confused. Later on, he clarified that he's not with the government and tried to correct course. He's been roaming around with the people, and the people also acknowledge it. Since he's not been in power, there is anti-incumbency because there's not much that he could do, and also because this is a heavily dependent mining constituency, so livelihoods are at stake. But overall, the response was he has an advantage. Faldesai is pretty strong there. Among the two BJP aspirants, there is Faldesai and there is Babu Kavlekar's wife. So there is again clash happening there, so that could also benefit him, is what the voters thought. Keeping the flock together for the BJP would be a problem. Same goes with Kankana. This is a constituency for BJP to lose. There are three strong candidates, all three are from the BJP. Okay, so they play the opposition as well as the ruling role here. Approval rating of the current MLA is very low. So there are talks of candidate replacement. This could be one of them. We don't know. But there is Isidore, there is Ramesh Tavadkar, and there is Vijay Pekhot. All three are from the BJP. Now, how this pans out remains to be seen. Who joins which party, who gets the ticket, it's all uncertain. But major vote bank is with the BJP. Now, if a consolidation happens because out of those three, if two shift towards a Congress or some other party, then it could be a problem. If they are able to maintain two candidates with them wholeheartedly, then they should win it. So as of now, it is BJP because all three are there. If a shift happens, then it could be a problem.
Yeah, if you see Margaon, I mean Digambar Kamath approvals are quite high. Only thing, hope he remains with Congress and he doesn't jump the ship and joins BJP. If you talk about Benavlim, yes, Benavlim, you see we have high chances there. And in fact, Churchill's son and his nephew tried to attack ZP and all that issue had happened. Navilim, Luisin Falero, he has made his retirement plans. So I don't think Luisin Falero factor will be much because he has got his Rajya Sabha seat and all that. So Navilim is done deal as far as AAP goes. Kunkalim, again, defection is going to be thing which will play against.
Your former
yeah,
president,
Prashant, yeah, so he resigned and he has joined Congress, and Prashant Naik is doing quite a work there. Velim is again Philip Neri. I think he lost last time, and now Congress has pulled the person was Benjamin back into Velim.
Just to mention, Veli is another constituency where AAP is pretty strong.
Because our groundwork is very strong.
Cruz got good votes last time around. He will consolidate his votes and he's been active, seen in the constituency. Only problem with AAP, not only in this constituency but all other constituencies in Salsett where they have been able to build a base, is whether the voters will turn to them in a quantity where they can turn from 3,000, 5,000 voter base to 8 or 9,000 so that they could win a seat. That is not very clear currently. It doesn't seem happening at present, but still there is time, and
another 4 months are there. And today what has happened? People are losing. People are looking out for a strong alternative. They are not happy with Congress as an alternative because last time it was vote against BJP. So those sentiments are going to play, and people know now Congress is almost getting decimated in all the states. So Goa probably they might not get a single seat. That is what I'm saying. That it's slowly.
At least Digambar will win.
No, but Digambar again might shift to. So we don't know. So AAP is most of the shift which will happen to AAP today, because see, on the ground people are seeing the work. People are seeing what we are managing to connect with people. The message is going very loud and clear with them, and this time people literally want change. Vote for change is there, and that change, vote for change will come to AAP. Now even KPM, if you go to see, 55% Babu is getting. There also we have quite a groundwork. Patricia is there, she's a woman's wing, and again this one has come in also. Ex municipal corporation person Pereira has joined us. Kurchorem, Nilesh Cabral, we had a debate with him, and I mean he's the one who has actually given us a traction. AAP has gained momentum, because of Nilesh Cabral. So we have to thank Nilesh Cabral for for that thing. Savardem, Deepak Bhavskar, I don't know how he's getting 55% with the roads.
No, but surprising.
That
Savardem is pretty popular.
So Savardem
outside Goa, the rest is not, but in South, no, this is what we have seen.
So probably he has maintained Savardem roads.
No, the roads are not that good, but at least they are there.
So outside, Deepak Bhavskar is a failure as a minister. Sangam Prasad Gavkar, independent or Congress?
I'd like to add a small thing there. So that 40% approval rating that you see is because he's perceived weak contesting as an independent. Okay. So just understand the funda. So if he joins Congress or some other party, then his chances increase. That is basically his constituents want him to join some party and not contest
Yeah,
as an
yeah.
independent
Now,
because it's difficult.
In Sangam also, many sitting sarpanch, ex-sarpanch, deputy sarpanch have joined us.
Okay.
So Sangam, again, strong we are entering into, spreading our base there. So Sangam looks, Kankona is also, infighting into BJP.
But there
He's
is no,
always
they're all BJP versus BJP. Once
Yeah,
upon a time,
BJP versus
there were Congress
BJP,
versus Congress.
Congress versus Congress. So,
BJP.
the anti-BJP vote consolidation.
There is no anti-BJP vote in Kankod. It's only BJP. I don't know. I'm just.
I mean, no, there is sentiment which will
Okay.
go in. So, I'm saying anti-BJP votes will consolidate. What I'm trying to say is that. But otherwise, that's okay. Nilesh Kabra again 65% rating there, even after the debate, is quite shocking.
No, actually.
Yeah,
Check it
That
out.
is- you need to- I'm not questioning your numbers. I'm just saying.
No, they are very
Yeah.
they are very vocal, but
They are
they
open,
say
yeah.
for development.
And Kapem Babu, I don't know how he's
Yeah, I
going to
also-
fare,
Kapem
because
Babu
that
is
is
not
also.
that strong.
And
I
if you go to see all others who are, we are talking about tallest leaders or who have been winning continuously, have got 65% or 70% approval, but Babu has got 55%. So his approval rating has come down.
Has come
It
down,
has, it has.
definitely.
It has come down. That is what I'm
Definitely.
saying. So his approval rating has come down,
Yes.
and that is something which Babu
Has to take.
will be bit worried.
Dadu.
Yes. See, generally what happens is, I expect at least in the Salsette belt to be a four-cornered contest. No doubt about that. Like see in Naveli, it would be BJP, AAP, Congress, Trinamool. Valanka factor is there because she has already started campaigning. So 4-5 candidates.
Maybe
So
more.
maybe more, maybe
Yeah,
more.
maybe more.
There's
In-
one more independent also.
In Kunkoli, it would be BJP, Congress, AAP, UGDP, could be Trinamool, UGDP could be along with Trinamool. It is going to be a four-cornered contest, basically in say Kunkoli, Naveli, Benauli. If there is an alliance, it could be a fight between
Direct fight. Direct fight.
direct fight. But in a direct fight, how that will be, because his rating for Churchill is quite high. So I was with this 50% rating, looks like he will be through, because all along he has told us that with 30% rating they are still winning. So with 50% rating, could be. I don't know, because the rating looks like. But I am saying that these are areas where in a four-cornered contest, I have always maintained that there is somehow no third place and no fourth place. People will decide who can win this election, and somehow I get a feeling that the second place will be taken by Congress in the south belt of these five. Benauli up has a fighting chance, no doubt about that. In the other constituencies, 35 Isdor seems to be on a very weak wicket there. But I somehow, knowing the constituency, this 55, I don't question his figures, but at 55% for Babu, I am questioning. First time, because from...
It's too much.
Yes, it's too much.
That's what I.
Because from whatever interaction I know and I have, looks like it is much, much less than that.
Thanks for watching. We will continue this South Goa episode shortly. Thank you and keep watching Goa 360.